See, phasor diagram is a way of representing a signal using magnitude and angle. Okay, that is the representation. See, I have taken a signal voltage, AC signal. V is equal to Vm sine omega t. So it is a sinusoidal signal. You know, omega t is given by theta. Theta is the angular displacement. So I can write this as Vm sine theta. So if you plot this signal with the theta along the x-axis and voltage along the y-axis, you will get a sine wave, proper sine wave starting at zero, because sine zero is zero. At 90, it reaches maximum. At 180, it becomes zero. At 270, it reaches negative maximum. And then at 2 pi, it is going to be zero. So you get a proper sine wave. This is time domain. This is, I am representing this in theta domain. Indirectly, I can say theta is a function of t. So I can say I am representing the signal in time domain. Theta is equal to omega t. The same thing, if I want to represent in angular domain, I will be representing it by a phasor like this. So the angle of the sine is theta, and this theta is going to be, the reference is going to be our positive x-axis, and I'm going to move towards the anti-clockwise direction, and I'm going to mark, say, if the theta is 30 degrees, I would mark 30 degrees, I will draw a line. So 30 degrees, I draw a line. And what is the radius of the circle? The radius is going to be the maximum value. So I mark Vm here. So Vm, I draw an imaginary circle around the with radius Vm. So the sine wave is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is the phasor representation of sine wave. This is time domain representation, and this is phasor representation. So theta is equal to 0 means it is along x-axis. 90 means the sine wave will come here. 180 means the sine wave will come here. 270 means the sine wave will come here. 360 again back to the same position. Is it clear? And the angle wise, I told you. See, we 90 means it is plus Vm. It is going to be with a positive maximum. It is perpendicular to the reference. At 270, you see it is again perpendicular to the reference, and the value is negative, minus Vm. And to 180, it is exactly on the same side of the other side of x-axis, and the value is going to be zero. So is this notation clear? The same waveform, I can represent it in phasor diagram as well as in time domain. Which when you look at the signal as a vector, it is very effective to represent the signal in phasor diagram rather than the time domain. Because time domain, you need to draw depending on the values. But phasor diagram purely depends on the magnitude or the peak value of the signal and the angle. So it depends on only two parameters. Is the basics of phasor diagram clear to everyone? How to draw the phasor?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Same thing for see, this is we have drawn sine wave with respect to theta. Now I am drawing the sine wave with respect to omega t. Okay, omega t. So when omega t is 90, theta is same as omega t. So this diagram will be same as the previous diagram. Only thing I'm considering a current I is equal to Im sine omega t. So when I draw with the x-axis of omega t, I will get the angles. I will write everything in terms of angles. 90, 180, 270, and 360. When I want to write only, when I want to represent the diagram only in terms of time, then I'll get the values in terms of time. So how to convert this angle into time? We have a beautiful relation. See here, t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Omega equal to 2 pi by t. So do you know the relation between angular frequency and time period is omega equal to 2 pi by t. So see here, when omega t is 90, so substitute omega t equal to 90 there, you will get the t value as t by 4. T by 4 means it is 1 by 4th of your entire time period. When you put omega t equal to pi, you will get the answer as half cycle. So it is completed half cycle t by 2. When you put omega t equal to 3 pi by 2, it is going to be 3t by 4, 75% of this time period. When you put omega equal to 2 pi, it will completed one full cycle. So t is equal to t. So converting from angle to time period, you have to use the formula t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Sorry, t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Yes. And omega will be in terms of angles. So you can substitute for different value of omega and draw this diagram in terms of t. Okay. So in representing your signal, two representations are there. Either I can represent in terms of theta, or I can represent in terms of time, or I can represent in terms of phasors. For vector components like sine omega t, cos omega t, it is rather easy to represent them in phasors because I just need to know two things. One is the magnitude, other one is going to be the angle what it makes with the reference. And what is our reference? Always positive x-axis is going to be our reference. Okay, so this is the concept. See, these phasor things we will not be studying in the, we will not be using them in unit 1 and 2, but we will be using them when we are going to deal about transformers or DC motor or DC machines. There we'll be specifically having areas where we'll apply the phasor diagram. Okay, and you know that we, as we have discussed in the very first class, we have DC and AC. Correct? DC is going to be the direct current or direct voltage where it is going to be constant. But AC is going to be, it is going to have variation at every time period. The average value means you have to find the average value of the AC signal. So average value give an idea of how much content of DC is there in your AC signal. Okay, so if you find the full cycle, if you consider a sine wave full cycle, the average value will become 0. Okay, so you should not consider the full cycle always. You have to consider only the half cycle. Okay, but generally, see here, generally for asymmetric waveforms which are not symmetrical, average value is given by area under full cycle by length of one full cycle. Asymmetric signals which are all which are having only positive. They don't have negative. But sine wave, you see, it has one positive half and one negative half, right? So the average value, if you calculate for one full cycle, it will become 0. For positive half, the value will be plus V. For negative half, the value will be minus V. If you are going to add, it becomes 0. So for signals altering in polarity alone, what will we do? We'll take only average value for one full cycle. We won't take. We will take only for half cycle. The actual formula is for full cycle, but for sine wave and other periodic symmetrical waveforms where you have positive and negative half cycles alternatively coming, for that alone, we'll take half cycle calculation, area under half cycle by length of half cycle. Is that clear why we take half cycle? Anybody is having doubt in this?
So once again, can you say, sir?
See, we are going to find we are going to define a new term called average value. The average value means this is applicable only for AC signals. Why we are finding average value for AC signal is the AC signal is going to keep on varying, right? So I cannot say this is the value of the signal constant. There is a constant value of the signal always. See, when something is varying continuously, you cannot say describe it by a fixed value, right? So if I want to find what is the average value over which the signal is going to vary, I'm going to find a parameter called average voltage or average current. Normally, the formula for average voltage or average current is area by length. Area under one full cycle by length of one full cycle. This is the actual formula. You know, area will integrate. Full cycle means 0 to 2 pi V into d omega t. And length of one full cycle is 2 pi. So 1 by 2 pi, 0 to 2 pi V into d omega t. And if you want in terms of time domain, it is 1 by t, 0 to t, v dt. So this is the actual formula for average voltage. But what happens in sine wave and cos wave is, since sine wave is going to have a positive half and negative half, this positive half will have an average value positive plus v. Negative half will have an average value negative. So when you're going to find the total average value, it is going to be always 0. Okay, average value is going to be 0. So for sine wave and cos wave, what we will do that for half cycle. See here, for symmetric periodic waveforms, average value has to be calculated for half cycle only. You can calculate either for positive half cycle or negative half cycle. Whatever be it, the value is going to be same, but you should not add both. When you add both, the value becomes 0. Okay, is it clear now why we go
Yes.
for average value? And you
Okay.
know that sine wave covers from 0 to 2 pi, right? So sine wave always runs from 0 to 2 pi. So for finding average value, we'll find only from 0 to pi for positive half. If we are finding average for negative half, we'll be doing from pi to 2 pi. We will not do both and add because you know the answer. When you do both and add, it's going to be 0. So we'll be finding the average value for positive half cycle. So I can write for positive half cycle means area means, see, the integration is from 0 to pi Im sine omega t d omega t divided by length. Length means in x-axis pi minus 0. I am starting from 0, I am going till pi. So effective length is pi minus 0. It is going to be pi. So 1 by pi, area is going to be represented by integration. In mathematically, you can represent area under any curve by integration. So integration limit is from 0 to pi, and the equation is sine waveform. So Im sine omega t d omega t. And I put d omega t because, see, the x-axis, all the values are in terms of angles. So when it is angles means the variable is omega t. Now you can integrate Im, take it Im outside. Integration of sine is minus cos. Apply the limit 0 to pi. So minus Im by pi, I have substituted. See here, I get the answer as 0.673 into Im. This is going to be the average value. So I can say it is 63.7 times the maximum value. Im is going to be the peak value, right? So average value lies somewhere here. It is 63.7 times your Im. So the average value of the sine wave in the positive half cycle is 63.7% of your maximum value. The simple example I would say, you are writing in your school, you would have written a half-yearly exam, annual exam, right? So finally, you will have 6 subjects. And how will you find the percentage? You take the sum and divide by the average, right? Same thing here. For summing, I do integration. Divided by total number of subjects, I do division by t. That is the logic, simple. So for sine waveform and cos waveform, the average value is 0.637 Im. This will not change. It is going to be always same for sine and cos. Or I can say the average value is 63.7% of your peak value. 63.7% of the peak value. Even if you find V average, it is going to be same thing. 63.7% of there you will be using Vm. Is it clear? Why do we find the average value? Average value is found for periodic signals, but you should take only the half cycle, not the full cycle. And it will say that what is the average value possessed by the waveform in comparison with the peak value of the signal. Is it clear? It's all mathematical. You should be studying, you should be knowing the basics. It's all mathematical, and formula is there. Even if you forget the answer, you can in a area under half cycle by length of half cycle, you can integrate and get the answer for I average at any point of time. Okay, so next one is going to be effective or RMS value.
Sir,
So
a doubt,
when
sir.
yes,
Sir, will the average value always be constant for any waveform, sir? That's
this 63.7
0.637.
this
Yes,
yeah
sir.
that 63.7% is same. It will depend on your peak value.
Okay, sir.
This Im can change, right? So the 63.7, this constant will not change. This Im value, if it changes, this I average or V average is going to change.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now see, we are defining one more parameter called as effective or RMS value. See the definition. It is defined as the effective value on the basis of heating effect. So you are going to consider an AC current flowing through a resistor. We are going to consider a DC current also flowing through a resistor, and we are going to see if the power is going to be same, what is the effective current which is going to flow through my resistor. So that is going to be called as the RMS. That is going to be called as RMS value. Is it clear? So I'm going to consider an AC current flowing through the resistance R. I'm going to consider the same. I am going to consider another DC current is also flowing through my resistance R, and both are going to produce the same amount of heat. So if both are going to produce the same amount of heat, then I'm going to find out from that calculation what is the effective or RMS value of my voltage or current. So this derivation we will be seeing it in the next class, how to find the RMS value. So far, any doubts here?
Sir, what is the difference between RMS value and average value, sir?
Both are not same. See, RMS value only will be using it in all our circuits because it is the actual uh, it is more effective than your average value. The average value will give an idea what is the variation of your signal, what is the average energy of your signal. But RMS value will actually say that if an equivalent DC current is flowing, what will be the power? Or power calculation will be happening only with the RMS value, not your average value. Average value, just like it is, just like how the measure of a DC, how much DC is there in your signal. Okay, it has nothing much significance relating to power or voltage. The average value is the average energy current of a signal, but RMS value is the actual quantity with which you measure all the power across a resistor in AC circuits. Okay,
Sir, but actual value means actual value varies, no, sir, each and every second.
that's why for every instant it is going to vary. So to find an effective value of power, how much it is happening after one full cycle, I am going to use the RMS value. You
Sir, but
cannot
that is
quantify
only
the
average, no, sir. Like that is only like average, no, sir. Like effective.
average I have taken for only half cycle. I didn't take a full cycle because the full cycle the average is 0, right? But sine wave,
Yes, sir.
for one full cycle you have to consider from 0 to 2 pi. But
Yes,
average I
that is
consider
zero,
only
sir.
50%. So I cannot use average. Effective means when full cycle of sine wave is going to pass through a resistor, what is the average power dissipated, or what is the effective power dissipated? If you use the average value, the current is average value is going to be 0. So can you say the power dissipated is going to be 0? No, there is going to be
No,
some
sir.
power dissipation because of this AC, right? That you are going to measure by RMS value.
Okay, sir.
Okay.